Hi, first graders. Today we are going to do our reading lesson on vocabulary. We have two mini lessons today, one on multiple meaning words and one on using context clues. So we're going to first practice using context clues, and we're just going to do that by looking at some words in the text, and we don't have a paper to do about context clues. And then second, we're going to talk about multiple meaning words, and you're going to do this page. We're going to do this page in our packet together on multiple meaning words. So you can grab that so that you're ready to do that. We'll do that together. All right, shadow puppets. So we're going to talk about first about context clues, which we have talked about before, just to remind you that when we get to an unfamiliar word in a text, that means a word that you don't understand, you can use your context clues to figure it out, which means you're looking at the words around the unfamiliar word and trying to think about what it means. So I'm going to reread just paragraph 2 today, and I'm going to show you how I can use context clues to figure out the meaning of an unfamiliar word. Sit about 3 feet away from a wall with a light next to you. Put your hands in front of the light. To make a rabbit, close your hand to form its head. Then point 2 fingers up to create ears. Wiggle your fingers to make the ears move. So the word I want us to look at together is the word create. That might be a word that is unfamiliar to you. When I read the sentence before, I see one step to make a rabbit, close your hand to form its head. The next step says to point 2 fingers up to create ears. So I can use the clues from the first sentence to figure out that create means to make. I can check if I'm correct by replacing the words create with the word make to see if it makes sense. Let's try it. Then point 2 fingers up to make ears. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. So create probably means to make. So we used the sentence that came before plus the words around to figure out what that word means. Let's try another one. In the last sentence, it says, wiggle your fingers to make the ears move. Let's look at context clues to figure out what wiggle means, in case you didn't know. Let's read the whole sentence. Wiggle your fingers to make the ears move. Let's make a guess. What would wiggle mean? Replace the word wiggle with the word that you're thinking of. Maybe it means move. Let's try that. Move your fingers to make the ears move. Does that make sense? It does. Move and wiggle have similar meanings. So don't forget, readers, that you should do this all the time when you read, not just today. When you find a word that you don't understand, use your context clues to figure it out. Right now, we're going to look at some multiple meaning words in the text. And just to remind you, a multiple meaning word is a word that means more than one thing. For example, the word play can mean what you do when you have fun with friends or by yourself, you can play, or it can be a show that you go to see, or that we were supposed to do our class play, Hansel and Gretel. That's a play. So the word play has 2 meanings. We're going to look at some words in the text that have 2 meanings, and we're going to talk about what those meanings might be. So let's look at the sentence. Paragraph 2, right here. To make a rabbit, close your hand to form its head. Okay, the word form has multiple meanings. It can mean an important paper Like, I need your parents to fill out the field trip form. Or it can be a verb that means to make into a shape. The sentence says that to make a shadow puppet rabbit, you should close your hand to form its head. Does that mean you need a piece of paper? No, that means you need to close your hand to make the shape of the head of a rabbit. So in this sentence, form means to make into a shape. It's not an important piece of paper. That would not make sense in this sentence. Now we're going to look at another one. Let's look at the word flap. Move your fingers and the wings flap. Flap can have two meanings. Can you think of one? One meaning of the word flap is a piece of material that covers something, or a piece of paper. Let's see if that makes sense. Move your fingers and the wings flap. I don't think that makes sense. Flap can also mean to flutter or move back and forth like a butterfly's wings. Let's see if that meaning makes sense. Move your fingers and the wings flap or flutter. I think the meaning of flap in this text is to flutter or move back and forth. Okay, you guys, now we're going to do this worksheet. We're going to do a couple of these together about multiple meanings, words, and then you can do the rest on your own. So let's slide this over. And you're going to do a bridge map for this. So you're going to rewrite the word, then draw a picture to show the meaning of the word. So it already gave you a picture to show one meaning. Your job is to figure out the second meaning of the word and draw a picture to illustrate it. So the first one is light, and this picture is showing a feather because feathers are very light in weight. Now we need to think of another meaning of the word light. Let's look back in our text. Make shadow puppets using just your hands and a light bulb or a flashlight. Sit about 3 feet away from a wall with a light next to you. There's the word light. And in this text, it does not mean something that weighs less. It is talking about a noun. So on this page, I'm going to draw an example. You need a light, so I'm going to draw a light bulb. Okay. The next word is hand, and this is showing us the hands of a clock. Now you're going to rewrite the word hand and draw a picture showing another meaning of the word hand. Let's find it in our text. Close your hand to form its head. There's the word hands, and I can tell from the pictures that in this text, they're talking about the hands that are part of your body. So I'm going to draw my hand. Okay. Now you have 2 more that I want you to do on your own. The word fly, write it. Think of another meaning of the word fly. Fly an airplane. What else can be a meaning of fly? And the second one is wave, and this is showing a wave in the ocean. Rewrite the word wave and think about another meaning of the word wave, okay? I don't believe these 2 words are from the text. This is just talking about multiple meaning words in general, okay? And we are learning about multiple meaning words, you guys, so that you make sure when you're reading that and you come to a word that has more than one meaning, that you understand which meaning of the word it's talking about, okay? I just realized I had that covered up. Here is your example in case you didn't see it because I covered it up with the book. Again, you're going to rewrite the word and then draw an example of another meaning of the word. Okay. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Good job working hard.